A fraud triangle basically are three factors that make fraud possible in an organization. What is a fraud triangle? Fraud triangle is basically a collection of three factors that make basically a fraud possible in an organization. If these three factors exist, if these three factors exist, the risk of fraud is high. Please try to understand. If these three factors exist, the risk of fraud is high. If two factors exist, the risk of fraud is medium, and if one factor exists, the risk of loss is low. So who taught you this 3-2-1 exam? In the exam, you have to check whether all three factors exist. Sir, all three exist. Fraud risk is high. Sir, two exist. Fraud risk is? Sir, only one exists. Fraud risk is low. Sir, what is the first factor of the fraud triangle? The first factor is pressure or incentive. Means somebody has put pressure on you to commit a fraud, or you have an incentive, you see some benefit by doing this fraud. This is your first fraud factor. Then what happens? Then you see an opportunity. Then you see what? An opportunity. Sir, always remember opportunity to commit fraud. Please remember this. Your opportunity to commit fraud will exist only in those environments where number one, internal controls are weak or ineffective. Are weak or ineffective. Second, where segregation of duties has been broken by collusion. Has been broken by collusion. At such a time, opportunity exists. The third is your ability to rationalize the fraud. The third is your ability to rationalize the fraud. If these three things are there, you have a fraud triangle. What do you have? You have a fraud triangle. What is the first one? Pressure or incentive. Second is opportunity to commit the fraud. And third is to rationalize the fraud. If all of these three items are there, they will result in what? They will result in fraud. They will result in what? They will result in a fraud. Please try to understand this concept. All of these are there. Fraud risk is high. This is what? This is risk of fraud. What is this? This is risk of fraud. If all three exist, high. If any two exist, medium. Any one exists, low. I hope you're with me on that. Agree or disagree? It is on this background. It is on this background that I would like you to take a look at question number 11 of our mock. We have not yet started solving the mock. Please try to understand. We have not yet started solving the mock. But why I'm giving you this? So that you understand how the theory comes. You understand how the theory comes. Please try to understand. Now, please look over here. A company has a strong internal control structure in its accounting department. It has a high degree of segregation. It has regular reconciliation. It has a strict review process and comprehensive internal audits. A disgruntled fixed asset accountant. Disgruntled means unhappy with the company. He has reason to be angry with the company, he has reason to hate the company. Has been contemplating the embezzlement of cash receipts. Embezzlement, theft, misappropriation of cash receipts processed by the accounts receivable department. The accountant plans to use these funds to sustain his gambling problem. He's a gambling addiction person. Use the fraud triangle. And what is the best assessment of fraud risk? High, low, medium. Now, please understand this particular scenario. First of all, let us look here. Let us look here and let us be clear that this is a fraud triangle question. So, let me ask you again, what are the three nodules of a fraud triangle? Sir, the first nodule. Sir, the first nodule is
Clear, sir.
pressure, or I would use the word incentive. Sir, yes, pressure or incentive exists because, sir, number one, he is disgruntled. He is disgruntled. Sir, more than disgruntled, sir, he has a gambling problem. Sir, he has a gambling problem. Sir, so to sustain this gambling problem, he has a pressure to commit a fraud. He has a pressure to commit a fraud. Sir, the second is opportunity. What is the second one? The second one is opportunity. Sir, opportunity does not exist. Sir, why does the opportunity does not exist? Sir, because it has a strong internal control structure. It has strong internal controls. Sir, the third is rationalization. What is the third one? Will he justify this fraud? Yes, sir, he can justify this fraud. How can he justify it? Sir, he can justify it because he is disgruntled. Sir, what is the meaning of disgruntled? Sir, he is not satisfied or he is unhappy with the company. Sir, he is not satisfied. Sir, he is unhappy with the company. That is why this person will commit a fraud. Sir, therefore, his rationalization is there. Sir, so what are the factors in a fraud triangle? Sir, of course, the third factor is pressure, or you can use the word incentive. Sir, the second factor is opportunity. The third factor is rationalization. What is the third factor? It is rationalization. Sir, pressure or incentive is there because of gambling. Opportunity is not there. Rationalization is there. Sir, it is 2 out of 3. Sir, it is medium. Sir, it is 2 out of 3. It is. Suppose it was 1 out of 3. Low. It would have been 3 out of 3. Sir, it is medium because opportunity is absent. Opportunity is not there. Sir, why is opportunity absent? Because of a strong internal control structure. Sir, how is a strong internal control structure maintained? A high degree of segregation, regular reconciliation, strict reviews, and comprehensive internal audits. If you're an intelligent student, if you're a dedicated student, you will not just solve the MCQ and go away. You will say that, sir, I found a conceptual answer over here. If somebody asks me in essay, how do I maintain a strong internal control structure? My answer will be to maintain a high degree of segregation, maintain regular reconciliation, maintain strict reviews, and maintain comprehensive internal audits. If I am able to do this, I am obviously able to maintain a strong degree of internal control. I hope you are all able to understand this concept. Ethics questions are not just about theory, will easy कौन बनेगा करोड़पति. No, you have to logically justify your answer and your thought process. Who would have thought that you would have to pick out like this and say if it is 2 out of 3? Everybody, when they did fraud triangle, what they have done? They've just by hearted the 3 points. How to apply in the MCQ, that is important. So you understand the concept of how it's to be done? Agreed? All right. So this was your other concept of fraud triangle.